Hello everybody and welcome to another Railroader video. Today we have got another mod to look at. Another one. Locomotive mod. Jeez, was this like 3 or 4 in the past couple of weeks? They are coming out of the woodwork, essentially. But this is the Mega Chungus 280 H9 by the Wild Mary, or Western Maryland. And this is a mod built by PlagueDoctor. Now this thing was kind of held private for a while, and I guess he decided to go ahead and release it. So that's what we are going to take a look at here today. But the Wild Mary owned 50 of these things in the tried and true 280 Consolidation format, the H9 class as they called them, numbered 801 to 850. Now the units were built at Baldwin Locomotive Works, and initial delivery was back in 1921, and these things weighed in at a total engine and tender of almost 600,000 pounds. Engine and tender included, of course. And the units featured 61-inch drivers. They carried 210 psi boiler pressure and put down nearly 70,000 pounds of tractive effort. Now the H9 was used by the Western Maryland primarily, like our last Loco mod we looked at, to drag coal out of the hollers of West Virginia and Maryland, which is why the boiler was as large and chungus as it was, as well as the large tender holding a very, very large amount of coal and water that the Western Maryland kind of upgraded over the years that they had these things. Here's where you can find the mod to the Western Maryland H9. Now it says outdated model, and reason being is the person working on this claims that they're making another one, a newer one, a better one. So we'll see. We'll see if that comes to fruition. But this is, it doesn't mean anything that it says it's outdated model. It still works. It sounds good. It looks good. It's, just like anything else in Railroader as far as vanilla stuff. It works. So here it is. You can download it here. I'll link down below where you can go and find this. Of course, it is a drag and drop at present, so you literally just take it and drag the assets into your Railworks installation. He tells you there's a couple of things that may be out of sorts here as far as the model, hence reason for the new model, and this one being deemed outdated. But we'll see. Let's go ahead and just get in the game and take a look at the dang thing. Choo! These things look good, I will say right off the bat. Now, being a big 280 fan, to me, 280s are all that exist in my little tiny nothing world. Within Railroader, I love the shit out of them, and I use them mainly because they fit where this is supposed to be in this period in time and this railroad and whatnot. But it's a good looking engine. So right off the bat, you notice the big chunk tender on this thing. It do be looking mighty fresh, mighty fine. It looks pretty much like the prototype. It's a very unique tender to Railroader, I will say that as well. It does have the applicable markers, just like the other vanilla stuff in the game. You can see the rear light is on there. See if we can crawl up the ladder here. We got our water texture in there, filled to the brim. You can see some rivets, some hinges, things like that. Looks like we got the vanilla coal, which I'm not mad at all. It does look pretty good. This looks like some old, nasty, unrefined, crappy coal, and it looks good. Never thought it looked bad. We'll hop in there in a minute. We'll look at the front of this bad boy. Same deal on the front. You've got marker lights and all that good stuff. Let me get that up there. Here we go. But look at that tender, man. Holy crap. 25 tons of coal, 15,000 gallons of hydrogen 2 oxide. There's a 2 hydrogen. I can't remember. H2O, water. I tried to say it the fun and cool way. Didn't work. Let's take a look at this thing real quick, though. So you'll find it in here. You hit Shift T. Shifty. Here it is. Western Merlin H9280. Pop it up right there. You can see it weighs 210 ton engine and tender. Now, it does not tell you the tractive effort in this. That's because I'm currently in sandbox, so I can place these down. So I'm going to go ahead and go back into my company. Company. There it is. Bing, bang. All right, let's go back down. Western Maryland. Here it is. All right, tractive effort, 68,300 pound. Factor of adhesion, 4.2. Curve radius is medium. So it can just about handle. It can handle everything in the game right now. Weight empty, 309,910 pound. The tender, 110,666. The mark of the devil. And then it shows the capacity for coal and water. Price, $33,000. That's a lot. Let's look at some comparable locomotives. Wait, was I looking at that right? Yeah, 33,000. 34. So the Burke is 34. Santa Fe, 38. So if you go and look at, so this is like the big boy 280, right? We've already got 3 other 280s in the game, and I ain't mad at that either because I love 280s. So we'll go ahead and go up here to those. So here's the C25. Let's see. This one's 25,000 pound tractive effort, and it's going to cost you $10,000. Holds 7 ton, 4,000 gallons of water. So that's your starter. That's like the Connie that I'm using for logging and whatnot. And then you got the not the mogul. That's not what I want. Wait, where's that? Did I look at the right thing? There we go. Here's C46. This is like the mid chunk. Tractive effort 46,700. Price is 23. And then the C55, the very lovely 58,000 pound tractive effort, 29,000. So it works, guys. So between that, the new one here, the H9 and the C55, so that was 58,000 pounds. This one's 68,000 tractive effort, speaking of course, and it's only a bit more, and it sounds about right. So it fits in with the game, you know. And if you want to use this sumbitch and you ain't got the money, you know, just hit the little squiggly line on your keyboard, hit that, type in mode, sandbox. Now, I'm not saying do this all the time for those that may not know, because it may just suck the fun out of the game and turn it into a withering nothing burger. And then you might not want to play, who knows. But if you want to mess around with stuff, you know, by all means, go ahead and do it. So now it's in sandbox. You can put down whatever the hell you want. So here I've already got it. You can see it costs no money. Hit place, boom, there it is. It's in the game. Costs you nothing. I'm going to go ahead and delete it since I've got 2 here. Click on it, hit delete. Got to go back into company. I always want to type career, but it's company, not comma P, whatever I just typed. Company. English is definitely a language of all time for me. All right, so that's how you do that. The thing does look good. Now, the issue, it's not really an issue, but a lot of the stuff within Railroader just has that super jet black, you know, kind of look to it, like you just took some oil and just smeared it over like, I don't know, something metal, and it just has that kind of like slick look. That's what everything looks like in Railroader. I wish it did not. I wish it was more akin to like a realistic look. You know, the last Loco that we had, was it the H6? That thing looked pretty darn good as far as exterior wise and just the steel, you know, the sheet metal and everything. It looked good, or the iron. This has still kind of got that, you know, that vanilla Railroader look to it, which, you know, it's not horrible. I'm not trying to shit on it in any light, but you know, but it could use a bit of weathering, or maybe like a weathered variant or something like that. You know, but the front of the thing looks good. It's got that natural kind of gray look instead of just being black all the way to the tippy top like some of the earlier steam locomotives had before they kind of went to that. If you look upon the engine and the light, you can see some weathering in there. It's just, you know, I don't know if it's the game lighting overall, but I've seen some locomotives that do look different overall. But I will say, hot damn, man, this thing looks good. It's got the Chungus boiler. Matter of fact, let's put down, let's see what it looks like next to the C55. I should have left it in sandbox here. Mode, sandbox, box of sand. All right, we'll put that down right there. Yippers. We'll get rid of that. Where's the C55 locomotive? Where's that absolute Chad? There it is. Yoo! Look at there. So it's actually, I think these are the same. Might be a bit larger. Yes, it's larger. It's, you know, it's kind of hard to tell because it's like a radius thing, you know, but it definitely do be looking larger. It may be that it's like sitting different upon the frame or something like that. But God Almighty, the H9, what a beauty! And then the tender as well. I mean, you can run this thing to the end of the map and then back again, basically. What a chunk. What an absolute chunker. You can see the stack is a little bit bigger. It's got the different domes, bells in a different location, whistles, steam pissers. And let me get on the ground here. So I was looking at the rods, and I think the rods have that more kind of... So, like, this is the vanilla engine right here, right? And you notice how the rods and everything look pretty good on here. It's not that super bright white look. Not every locomotive looks like this in the game. Those actually look okay. They're just like a darker metal. Whereas these kind of have that too. That's one of the first things I noticed. And it looks more organic, more prototypical, I guess you could say. It just looks a lot more realistic instead of the super bright white, you know, connecting rods and all that good stuff. And piston arm and whatnot. So this model does look pretty damn good, man. It's just very clean as far as I can tell. Now, I'm sure there's going to be little tiny tidbit, you know, accuracies or inaccuracies that I may miss as per usual, which I'm totally fine with. But as a whole, I think this thing looks pretty damn good. I foamed over these things and trained some classic with the Machine Rail H9 packs. There's 2 of those that came out. And from what I can remember in relation to that, this thing looks pretty darn spiffy. The wheels look good. The drivers, they don't kind of have like a weird look to them. They don't look too thin or anything like that. The coloring on them looks nice. I like the counterweights on there. Kind of see inside the far box there. Let's get up inside this bad boy. Yes, sir. Can open the hatch. Can open both the windows up front. Actually slide. You can see the little mechanic going on there. The windows. Let's see if these rears open. Maybe there's not even a window there. Okay, yeah. I feel like in Train Sim Classic those work, but this is not Train Sim Classic, so I digress. Look at this freaking tender, man. This thing is huge. Absolutely huge. We'll get our lantern on so we can see a bit better. As far as interior, this thing looks pretty damn good. I mean, it looks as if it was already in the game. It looks like it's part of the roster that comes by default, you know, within the game. So it doesn't. My point is, it doesn't really look like out of place or anything like that. If you catch my drift, it fits. I like the copper piping. That's new. I like that. I don't know if we got anything like that in the game. That's nice. I don't think the sight glasses are animated currently. As the author notes, I don't know if any of them are in the game, to be honest. I don't know if any of the gauges work. We'll see if the... Yep, so you can pull on that whistle. Let's see. What is that? The cack? Let's see what we can mess with here. Here's our reverser. Throttle. Independent, train brake. So those gauges work all right. So just about everything that should work, you know, within Railroader already being that I don't want to say dumbed down, you know, steam operation, but it's not. The name of the game isn't acting like you're a one-man band with a steam locomotive. You know, it's all about operations. But this thing looks pretty darn good. I'm glad it's in here. The author also denoted that the coloring on the tender and the cab itself is pretty much the way it is, just kind of like an ode to Western Maryland. So I don't know if that's going to change as far as the coloring or anything like that. But something about the tender on these H9s, man, always got me. I mean, the thing is freaking huge. It's as large as most steam engines of the same period. And, you know, the axles, they just look super beefy. And it looks good, man. This thing looks really, really good. Nice to have them in game. They would totally fit. You know, you could, hell, you could act like this is Western Maryland or, you know, like you got one on loaner from the Western Maryland or something like that. These, of course, for the Natahala and Tuckasegee. But, yeah, it's a darn good-looking engine. I don't know how much there is to talk about this. Yes, it's another 280, but you can't go wrong with more 280s. We got 4 280s in the game now, and I'd be happy with 5. So, yeah, the PlagueDoctor Wild Mary H9 280 Connie is now available for free. Of course, it is a mod. You just slap it in your game, and you're ready to go. I think that's it, guys. Just wanted to take a peek at this in case you weren't aware. The link is down below if you want to go and grab this thing for yourself. But I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.